Did you know that the Titanic, once touted as the unsinkable ship, met its icy end on its maiden voyage? This behemoth of the sea, a symbol of human achievement, was a marvel in its time. Towering 17 stories high and nearly 900 feet long, it was thought to be invincible. On the 10th of April, 1912, it embarked on its journey with over 2,200 souls on board. But what led to the downfall of this supposedly indestructible ship? April 10, 1912, marked the beginning of an unforgettable journey. The Titanic, a marvel of human engineering, cast off her moorings in the port of Southampton, embarking on her maiden voyage across the Atlantic Ocean, bound for the bustling city of New York. The route was well planned, a journey of some 3,000 miles. After leaving Southampton, the ship made a brief stop at Cherbourg, France, where passengers were ferried out to the Titanic by tenders, as the harbor was too shallow for the massive liner. From there, the ship sailed to Queenstown, Ireland, where it picked up its final passengers before setting a direct course for the Big Apple. The night of April 14, 1912, was one that would etch itself into history. The RMS Titanic, the grandest ship of her time, was sailing smoothly across the North Atlantic Ocean. The evening was clear, the stars were out, and the passengers were reveling in the opulence of their surroundings. Yet, unbeknownst to them, danger lurked beneath the seemingly calm waters. Despite the tranquil facade, the Titanic was sailing into a field of ice. Earlier that day, the ship had received multiple warnings about icebergs in its path. However, for reasons that remain a topic of debate even today, the Titanic did not slow down. Some say it was the pressure to maintain the scheduled arrival time. Others argue it was the overconfidence in the ship's proclaimed unsinkable status. Whatever the reason, this decision would soon prove catastrophic. Up in the crow's nest, the ship's lookouts were straining their eyes against the darkness. The moonless night made visibility challenging, and the lack of binoculars didn't help either. Suddenly, at around 11:40 p.m., a shadow loomed ahead. An iceberg! The lookout rang the warning bell and telephoned the bridge, but it was too late. The unsinkable was now sinking, a statement that still sends chills down our spines. The Titanic, once a marvel of human engineering, had met its icy nemesis. The iceberg had dealt a devastating blow, inflicting damage to the ship's hull that was beyond repair. The Titanic was designed with a system of watertight compartments, 16 in total, meant to keep it afloat even in the face of dire adversity. The idea was that if 4, even 5 of these compartments were breached, the ship could still stay afloat. But the iceberg's impact had compromised at least 6 of them, and the ship was doomed. As the icy Atlantic waters rushed into the damaged hull, the ship began to tilt, and panic ensued. The women and children first policy was quickly adopted, but there simply weren't enough lifeboats to accommodate everyone. The Titanic, a ship built for luxury and comfort, was equipped with only 20 lifeboats, far fewer than required for the over 2,000 passengers and crew on board. The ship's band, in an attempt to calm the passengers, continued to play as chaos unfolded around them. Meanwhile, distress signals were sent out into the night, pleading for assistance from nearby ships. Yet, the closest ship, the Carpathia, was 4 hours away, too far to reach the Titanic in time. As the ship sank further, the stern rose out of the water, towering ominously against the starlit sky. Then, with a final groan, the ship split in two, the stern settling back before it too disappeared beneath the waves. In the early hours of April 15th, the Titanic was lost to the depths of the Atlantic. The sinking of the Titanic was a disaster of monumental proportions. It was a catastrophe that shook the world, and its ripples are felt even today, a century later. In the early hours of April 15, 1912, the RMS Titanic, once considered the epitome of luxury and human achievement, lay at the bottom of the North Atlantic Ocean. Over 1,500 lives were lost to the icy waters that night, marking it as one of the deadliest peacetime maritime disasters in history. The rescue efforts, spearheaded by the RMS Carpathia, were nothing short of heroic. Despite receiving the distress call well past midnight, the Carpathia raced to the scene, covering nearly 58 nautical miles in under 4 hours. The crew worked tirelessly, pulling over 700 survivors from the frigid waters and lifeboats. Their efforts, while commendable, were a stark reminder of the magnitude of the tragedy. The shock and horror of the Titanic's sinking had far-reaching effects. It was a wake-up call that led to a significant overhaul of maritime safety laws. The International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, or SOLAS, was established in response to the disaster. It mandated sufficient lifeboats for all passengers, regular lifeboat drills, and the establishment of the International Ice Patrol to monitor iceberg threats. The Titanic's fateful end sparked a global commitment to maritime safety that continues to evolve today. The Titanic's tragic end holds lessons beyond maritime safety. It serves as a reminder of the hubris of man, the respect we owe to nature, and the value of every human life. It's a story of a ship that was deemed unsinkable, a symbol of progress that became a monument to tragedy. And while the Titanic itself may have sunk, the memories of those aboard and the lessons we've learned continue to stay afloat. The Titanic's tragic end led to significant changes in maritime safety and remains a cautionary tale to this day. The Titanic story is one of human ambition, error, and tragedy. We embarked on a journey through time, starting with the ship's maiden voyage. The Titanic, an embodiment of human ingenuity and ambition, set sail with high hopes. It was a marvel of engineering, a testament to man's ability to conquer the seas. Yet it was not immune to the unpredictable forces of nature. Our tale took a dramatic turn with the Titanic's encounter with an iceberg. Despite the ship's advanced technology, the iceberg proved to be an insurmountable challenge. It's a stark reminder that nature's unpredictability can sometimes outmatch even our greatest technological advancements. We then descended into the heart-wrenching hours of the Titanic's sinking. The ship, once a symbol of invincibility, succumbed to the icy waters of the Atlantic. We witnessed the courage and despair of those on board, a poignant reminder of the fragility of life. In the aftermath, the world mourned the loss of over 1,500 lives. The story of the Titanic became a global conversation about safety regulations, human error, and the cost of ambition. The Titanic, once a symbol of man's triumph over nature, now rests at the bottom of the ocean, a stark reminder of our vulnerability. It's a tale that continues to captivate us, a story of ambition, error, and tragedy, forever etched in the annals of history. The Titanic story continues to captivate us more than a century later. There's a wealth of knowledge waiting for you in the depths of maritime history. The Titanic's tale is a potent reminder of humanity's hubris and the power of nature. There is still so much to explore, to understand, to question. So let's continue to unravel the mysteries of the past together. Remember, history has much to teach us. So delve deeper, stay curious, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you found this video enlightening.